Hello, I'm excited to share my Sephora haul with you from this Spring Sephora Savings Event 2025. So far, I've tried several products and have some initial thoughts to share with you, both good and not so good. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Keep in mind when you watch this video or any other haul from another beauty content creator, ours are typically going to be way more excessive than your haul will be because we test and review beauty products for a living. So I typically buy products to test and review for you to hopefully help you make better buying decisions. And I'm also buying products that I already use and love and am restocking or grabbing backups of. And of course, I'm also grabbing some products that I want to test and try myself that I've been eyeing up. So when I am reviewing products in this video or any other video and I'm recommending it or saying it's really great, it's not to get you to purchase everything I'm sharing and to go wild and spend all your money. It's in case you're shopping for that particular type of product or you're looking for a review on that particular item and you want my thoughts. I'm always here to give you my honest reviews, both good and bad. And with that said, there is one day left to shop this sale. It ends tomorrow, Monday, April 14th. And I wanted to get my haul up in case you're wondering what I've purchased and what some of my thoughts might be. So let's go ahead and get into what I've purchased so far. I think I got everything I intended to. I guess we'll find that out as I go. I have been talking about Armani eye tint in cold copper for years on this channel. I have championed this for as long as I can remember. Nothing comes close to it. I've never been able to dupe it, and I was so bummed out months and months ago when I ran out of my last tube and went to repurchase it, and it was nowhere to be found for months, maybe even a year. This has been gone, and I thought it was just discontinued completely, but a couple weeks before the Sephora sale, I saw it pop back up on Sephora's website and I threw it into my loves list so fast so that I could purchase it during the Sephora sale. There's something about the neutral taupe shade. This is what's on my eyes right now. I kind of sheared it out today. That just works across so many skin tones and it applies so quickly and easily. I just glide it across my lids. Sometimes I do shear it out with my finger and then blend out the edges and I'm done. Other times I swipe it on my lids and leave it built up a little bit to get more of that flattering sheen that never dries down and becomes crinkly. It just always looks good and it looks like you spent a lot more time doing your eyes than you did. Something to note is that I think they renamed this because on Sephora's website, when I ordered it, it still says 9S Cold Copper, but when it arrived, the box says 9S Sand. On the bottom, it just says 9S, but the shade still looks the same to me. A tube does last me forever. I'm so happy this is back in stock. I didn't mean to go on and talk about it for this long. I'm just so excited because this has always been one of my number one go-to, one and done, swipe it on and go, beautiful eye products for every day or for special occasions. It's perfect. What's on my lips is the YSL Love Shine Plumping Lip Oil Gloss. I don't know if you just saw that, but when I pulled it out of the tube initially, there's some stringiness that I would normally wipe off. I don't wipe it off though because it gives me the right amount of product to apply to my lips. So I'm just gonna top this off really quickly, even though there's plenty of shine on my lips. This has that lip plumper scent to it, if you know what I mean. I like the plush wand. It has a cushiony feel, and this feels very cushy and soft and smooth on my lips. There's no stickiness to it whatsoever. Sometimes lip plumping gloss oils can feel a little thick and goopy. This doesn't. I got it in shade 3, Mellow Mallow, which is a warm nude peachy pink. I'm wearing it today over French Say lip liner, and I think the combo is really pretty. These give lots of shine, and they have vitamin E, spicy ginger and pepper oils, and hyaluronic acid. And this does have that plumper kind of tingly feeling at first. It's not as much as, say, Too Faced Lip Injection or Lip Injection Extremes. That's a little bit too much for me. This has kind of a moderate feeling to it. It's nothing uncomfortable or too burning for me. And these do leave my lips feeling softer, smoother, nourished. And I notice a difference in the smoothing of my lip lines and my lips looking plumper after wearing them. There are both high shine and shimmer finishes to choose from. I like the level of opacity, pigment. I think this is a really nice, comfortable product that leaves my lips feeling softer and smoother. It's really nice to wear if you like wearing a product just over a lip liner, and it stays on a decent amount of time too. I've really been enjoying this. I've been wanting to try Refy Blur and Hydrate Oil Controlling Primer for some time. I find it interesting that it's supposed to hydrate, boost moisture, and leave your skin looking plumper while it controls oil at the same time. People really seem to like this, and it seems like it would be a primer that might come in handy once heat and humidity really set in and you want some shine control, but you still want some hydration. You don't want to become dehydrated while you're trying to mattify your face. But it's actually supposed to be oil controlling without mattifying, which I find interesting. So I left this swatch on my hand because it's not going anywhere. This is from where that lip plumper was. Those ingredients are still kind of plumping the area. And I think you can see that it leaves just kind of this soft finish. It's a silicone-based primer with a cream to gel texture that's supposed to blur, absorb oil, and leave this cloud-like finish that minimizes pores and of course creates a smooth canvas and helps your makeup last longer. I wore this yesterday underneath Lawless foundation, the new Lawless foundation, which I'll talk about here in a second, and I felt like it did everything it was supposed to do. My pores seemed minimized. It did help the foundation apply really nicely and wear longer. Now it has this curved metal cooling applicator that's supposed to depuff and allow for more targeted, controlled application. I didn't really find this to be necessary. I might be alone in that. I just kind of felt like it was tedious. It was sort of just spreading the product around and making it take longer to absorb into my skin. So I ended up using my fingers, but I like the primer. There is a soft scent that I don't notice on my skin once it's applied, but I noticed it right when I squirted it out of the tube. So far, I'm liking it. I am definitely going to report back after I test it some more. So I'm glad I picked this up as of now. I'll be doing a thorough review in my next foundation roundup of Lawless Forget the Filter Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Foundation, so stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed already, be sure and subscribe. And even if you are subscribed, be sure to hit the notification bell and check that it's set to show you all notifications, so hopefully YouTube shows you my uploads. So I'm not going to go into tremendous detail here. The reason why I'm sharing this with you right now is in case you're thinking about getting this, you need to know some things about the shade range so that you don't waste your money. I initially bought shade 4L, which is described as light with neutral undertones from the Lawless website before it was available on Sephora's website because I was going to start testing it to review it. Now this was after I had already heard that the shades ran pretty dark. If I was just looking at this 33 shade foundation range, I would have ordered shade 8L, which is light medium with neutral undertones. That's typically the shade description that I order. I usually am light medium with neutral undertones or with more extensive foundation shade ranges. Sometimes one of the darker light shades with neutral leaning warm undertones. I can usually find my shade when I look at foundation shade swatches around a third or a fourth of the way up, give or take. Now shade 4L is the fourth lightest foundation shade out of 33 shades. So I was very surprised when I first applied this and it was too dark and too orange. So when the Sephora sale started, I ordered shade 2F because it just didn't seem that going one shade lighter would be enough. So shade 2F is fair with neutral undertones. It is a little bit too pale for me. So I probably should have gone with 3F, fair with warm golden undertones. I'm not going to buy a third bottle, so I've been blending these two together, roughly 2 parts to 1. That's what I have on right now. I have been liking this so far. I'm still testing it out. So we're talking about out the second and fourth lightest shades here. So if your skin tone is lighter than mine, if you have light to fair or porcelain skin, there are possibly only 3 shades for you in this entire foundation shade line. So I wanted to let you know that so that you don't look at the shade descriptions and order your shade description because they are pretty off. So stay tuned for my thorough review to see how this foundation actually performs. But I felt like that was definitely a detail that you needed to know no matter what your shade is. It does run pretty deep. Givenchy launched a pressed version of their Prism Libre powder with the 4 colors. This has a little flat brush here. You flip it and then you have your pressed powder with the 4 shades in it. The official name of this is the Prism Libre Blurring and Color Correcting Matte Pressed Powder. I have shade 03, which is for light skin tones. This little brush pops out. It's supposed to be ultra blurring and color correcting, and it gives you a natural matte finish with medium coverage to refine the appearance of pores and blur imperfections. So I tried setting with this, and it just didn't leave my skin feeling set. My foundation just still felt a little bit sticky, a little bit unset. That might just be my skin type. If you have very dry skin, you might really, really love setting with this. Now, at first, I was kind of like, what am I going to do with this brush? What is this even here for? But I sort of get it. You know, you take it through here, get the shades on it, and it kind of does make sense. I have been trying this out more as a finishing powder, and I think I really like it that way. It does have that Givenchy scent to it, that expensive scent. I mean, I think you can see the soft color correcting that it's doing here. Can you see it? I think I see it in my monitor. I feel like it gives me kind of a soft color corrected candlelit glow without being overly matte, which I like for a finishing powder and for something under my eyes because it does give me smoothing. I enjoyed setting my under eye area with it, but when I'm setting my face, I do like to start out a little bit more matte because as my oils mesh with the powder and my makeup, I get more of a natural finish. So I like to use this for a finishing powder, for an under eye powder. If I'm traveling with it, it could give me both in one, but this is not something I am going to use as a setting powder. Personal preference, if you have dry skin, this might work beautifully for you, both as an under eye setting powder and as a face setting powder. I do like it more than the reformulated loose version though. I feel like setting sprays are coming out left and right. I grabbed 2 to try and I was just sent one in PR from Bare Minerals. Fenty Beauty launched You Mist and Huda Beauty launched Easy Bake setting spray. I grabbed the travel size. So they are both alcohol free. The Fenty You Mist Makeup Extending Setting Spray is supposed to extend makeup wear and hydration for 12 hours. It's got this Invisiflex shield for comfy protection, they say. It has an ultra fine mist and it's supposed to make your makeup more resistant to humidity, heat, sweat, transfer, and even water. I am, of course, going to be testing this and the Huda Beauty out. I haven't yet, though, because I've been testing foundations for an upcoming foundation roundup, and I don't test foundations with setting sprays. I don't notice any discernible scent from the Fenty Beauty spray, and the Huda Beauty Easy Bake spray is also fragrance-free, and it's supposed to give you the benefits of the Easy Bake powder in bottle form. It blurs pores with rice starch and it controls shine with mineral clay. It's supposed to blur and control shine for up to 16 hours without drying your skin out. It has 5 types of hyaluronic acid to boost moisture, and the spray on this is also really nice. So I will be testing these out, review to come soon. I told you in one of my other Sephora recommendations videos I was going to get another shade in Patrick Ta's Major Headlines Blush Duos, and I did. What is this actually called? She Left Me on Red. I've heard how pigmented this is, but I love how natural a red blush looks, and this is what I have on today. How pigmented it is depends on how heavy-handed you are. Now, I thought I was filming this yesterday, so I also wore it yesterday. I think I went a little heavier with it then, but both days I applied the powder first and then topped it with the cream just to give a little bit of a glow. You can, of course, apply just the powder or just the cream, and you can layer them however you want. You can apply the powder first or the cream or vice versa, and that's why I love these these duos so much. The other shade that I wore in the other video or that I shared was not too much, which is quite the opposite of this one. It doesn't matter if you are applying the powder or the cream. They both are effortless and wear beautifully all day long until you take them off. I mean, this is staying on my finger from me swiping it on the back of my hand. I think red looks so intimidating, but it ends up looking so natural, especially once you learn the appropriate amount for your skin. I probably could have gone a little bit heavier handed, especially being on camera. I love a good red blush, and I'm so glad I picked this up. There are a lot of products that I have been intrigued by from this brand Ultraviolet. I wasn't sure what to go for first, so I landed on the Future Screen SPF 50 Modern Mineral Sunscreen. On the bottle, it says a super light fluid with a natural skin perfected finish. They have some lip products with SPF, which to me is really, really hard to get right. I have very sensitive skin with rosacea, so I love finding a good mineral sunscreen that wears well under makeup. So this is supposed to be super soothing, super light, fragrance free. It's a broad spectrum mineral facial sunscreen that's made and tested in Australia with innovative zinc from Japan, which I found really interesting. It's supposed to give you a hydrating yet non-greasy skin finish. This is the first time I'm opening this, so my full review will be coming later, but I just wanted to see what this looked like on the back of my hand, which is still stained red, by the way. I don't notice any scent. That's a bonus. So it says it blends and sinks into the skin more seamlessly and easily than traditional zinc sunscreen, and it's perfect for combination oily or sensitive skin types. Now, they do have other sunscreens that are geared towards different skin types. Oh my goodness, that looks amazing. I cannot wait to try this out. This was one of the last products that I got. Otherwise, I would have already tried it. Okay, this feels good. It doesn't feel heavy or sticky. That finish, if you can look beyond the blush stain, looks really good, and it's not even fully absorbed. It feels incredibly smooth. It has Japanese zinc, a technologically advanced mineral UVA and UVB filter that is gentle, non-greasy, and lightweight on skin. It's got squalane to prevent moisture loss while calming an impaired skin barrier if that's an issue for you. It also has vitamin E, which is a calming, soothing, hydrating antioxidant. So we have some good ingredients here. And even though there's a sheen, it's a very soft sheen and there's no stickiness. This is something that I am going to be trying probably tomorrow. Okay, now I want to grab something else from this line while it's on sale, maybe one of the lip products. Okay, let's move on to Makeup by Mario Master Mascara. So this is supposed to be a volumizing mascara for visibly fuller, longer, lifted lashes. This is what the brush looks like. It's supposed to not clump or smudge, be flake resistant, long wearing, sweat, humidity proof, vegan, and cruelty free. It's got provitamin B5 and castor oil to condition and nourish. It's got a high performance polymer for lasting volume and lift. They say that that is often found in hair care, and it's got weightless vegan wax blend derived from olives, rice, and sunflower seeds. Now, it does leave my lashes feeling soft and not crunchy. They feel kind of fluffy. However, this does not leave my lashes curled. I do have stick straight lashes that don't hold a curl. I tried this alone and it weighed my lashes down immediately. So I do need to wear a waterproof mascara underneath it, which is not unusual for me with my lashes with regular non-waterproof mascaras. I do that pretty frequently, but I have noticed that it sort of weighs my lashes down a little bit even over a waterproof mascara, which I find interesting when it says that it provides lasting volume and lift and it's got all these weightless things in it. Now, will I still wear it? Probably, because I love the fact that it's got provitamin B5 and castor oil. I do have to give my lashes another pump with the lash curler after my lashes are fully dry. I mean, tell me what you think about my lashes. Do you think that they look the best they've ever looked? What do you think? I guess it's good for every day. I do have to spend some time combing them out. It's not the most clump-free mascara I've ever used. It's not horrible, but it's not perfect. I also just ordered the new MAC mascara, so I'll probably let you know how both of them compare with one another in my monthly favorites and fails in a few weeks. This, for me right now, is okay. It's not my favorite mascara. It's not my least favorite. It definitely does not flake or smudge though, which is a positive. I've been asked several times if I've tried anything from Sarah Creel, specifically the Face Flex Concealer and Skin Enhancer with caffeine. I finally got my hands on it in shade 3 along with the brush. I've been testing it out in several ways, applying it in different ways, and also with and without corrector. I love the texture. It's very creamy and it does blend out nicely with the brush, although I have dry textured under eyes and sometimes applying it with a brush can make my under eyes look a little bit dry. This is one of those concealers that it blends out very well with the brush, but can look a little dry for me anyway until I tap it out after with the warmth of my finger. When I do that, I find it looks really beautiful. It does not give me personally, with my level of dark circles, enough coverage from just the concealer alone, which didn't surprise me because it claims to give medium coverage, as a lot of creamy, hydrating concealers do. They claim to give medium coverage, which usually isn't enough for me. If I apply it over a corrector, it gives me enough coverage for every day. I wouldn't wear it to a wedding or anything like that. But whether I'm wearing it with a corrector or alone, it looks really nice on my dry under eyes. And it's one of those rare concealers that doesn't crease right under my lash line almost immediately when I start to conceal my second under eye. So if you are someone that doesn't like to set your under eyes, this might be a concealer you don't have to set. It seems to be pretty self-setting. It's hydrating, it's creamy, and it wears beautifully for me throughout the day. If you have moderate dark circles, you might really enjoy this. Or if you just enjoy a medium level of coverage, if you wear corrector underneath regularly, you might want to take a look at this. It is a luxury brand. Do you need the brush if you have another brush that is shaped like this that does the same thing? No, but it's a nice hydrating concealer. That brings me to another concealer, Huda Beauty Faux Filter, which I mentioned in one of my other Sephora videos. If you missed any of those, you can catch them up in the corner and down below in my description box along with everything I'm sharing and wearing today. And I'll have them linked at the end of the video too, so you can catch whichever one you want after this video. But I talked about how I hadn't mentioned this in a while because the shade I have was too light, but I love this for a medium full to full coverage concealer for my dry textured under eyes. And there are very few medium to medium full coverage concealers out there anymore that have enough hydration that don't dry me out further or make me look crepey during the day. Most concealers with any type of hydration or smoothing factor are medium coverage, medium at best, but the shade that I had, Cotton Candy, was too light. So I ordered it in Coconut Flakes, and they're both pretty brightening. Cotton Candy was just too brightening. There's almost no discernible difference, but under my eyes, it's just enough of a difference to not be too brightening, but give me some brightness, just enough brightness. So I'm really glad I picked it up in the other shade, and I am going to be wearing this more because I did. Speaking of under eyes, I also picked up another Bobbi Brown stick corrector in the shade Bisque. I still had people asking me which Bisque in the Sephora video where I recommended this as one of my most used products from Sephora. Guys, it is just the shade Bisque. On the box, it says Bisque. It's just Bisque. I think there are 6 Bisque shades. One of them is just the shade Bisque, and that is what the shade is. It's just a very, very light texture. I swipe my finger in it once and tap, tap, tap right where the darkness is under my eyes, and it corrects my discoloration beautifully and layers well under any concealer I'm wearing. It's weightless, creamy, and it wears beautifully all day. I had this much of my other one left. I realized it when I talked about it in that video, so I had to grab another one. Instead of getting shade 3.5 in Benefit Precisely My Brow Detailer like I usually do, I grabbed it in shade 3. I ran out of this and I've been using some other things, which I do, but I always like to have this because it is my most used brow pencil. It has an 8mm tip to mimic brow hairs in an extremely precise way. It's very creamy, smooth, not waxy, so it just looks more realistic than most other brow pencils, and it's long lasting. It has a spoolie on the other end. It's just one of my favorites. I've not found another that does it quite the same way. You only need a really light hand, otherwise it will break if you don't use a light hand, and you can use a light hand because it is so creamy and pigmented. So 3.0 is what I'm using right now in this brow pencil. I need to stop blind buying fragrances. I keep doing it. Every now and then it works, but more often than not, it doesn't. So let's talk about it. I grabbed YSL Live Le Nuit. This is their new fragrance. This is alcohol free. I also got Juliette Has a Gun Lust for Sun travel size, and Sun-Kissed Goddess by Kilian. So let's talk about Juliette Has a Gun, Lust for Sun. The opening gives me a bit of green and citrus along with creamy white florals. All of these have some creamy white florals. So if that's not your vibe, you're not gonna like any of these. I would say these are sweet, creamy white florals. And then it settles into a soft, creamy white floral with hints of bergamot, musk, and vanilla. It smells expensive and it's very feminine, and it lasts a decent amount of time on me. I've really been enjoying this, surprisingly so. I wasn't expecting to like this one the most, clearly, because I didn't get a full bottle. So this is the YSL Live Le Nuit alcohol-free perfume. This starts and continues as a very airy, happy, clean, crisp white floral with some citrus notes in the opening. It's kind of in between a beachy white floral and a crisp white linen scent, like a white t-shirt type scent, a laundry scent. There's some lavender in here, but this does not last on me at all. I don't know if it's because it's alcohol free or what. I bought a full bottle of this one thinking I was going to love this one because I've had some pretty decent luck with this line, and this is my least favorite. So that's a bummer. Sun-Kissed Goddess is described as an oriental floral, and I get a bright, crisp, citrusy floral in the beginning, and after it settles into my skin, I get summery, creamy white florals with a hint of airiness to it, and some sunscreen from the coconut with vanilla, and some wood notes are in there too. It smells elegant and creamy and summery, but I have to reapply this fairly often. So it smells good. It's just not as long lasting as I want it to be. So Juliette Has a Gun is the winner for me. I know fragrance is different for everyone. I was clearly looking for a summery vibe, and I do like a good white floral. So I'll definitely be wearing this one, may get a full bottle. I'll be wearing this one too. I guess I'll probably return this one. I'm really disappointed. And I repurchased my beloved Amika the Shield anti-humidity spray. I live in New Orleans where heat and humidity is abundant, especially this time of year. It is coming for us, and I don't have naturally straight hair. It frizzes up very easily. This is a product I will not live without, and I was dangerously low. So this not only protects from humidity, but also frizz and heat up to 450 degrees. It's a lightweight spray that I spray on my damp hair before putting in other styling products and before drying. It has, what is it, sea buckthorn. It's a superfruit that has vitamin C, A, and fatty acids. So it's doing good things for my hair too. And I love it and refuse to be without it. And I just realized I forgot to order 2 things or pick up 2 things. My Way Fine Hair Shampoo. I have plenty of conditioner left in my shower, but I only have about this much shampoo left. And that is a staple for my fine hair. I just really love it for adding volume, shine, and hydration to my hair. And the new Summer Fridays Jet Lag Eye Patches. I am on my last one, and I realized it this morning as I was bringing everything up here that I meant to grab some more of these because I love the size for my small face. They're not too huge. They don't take up my whole cheek, and they stay up. They don't slip and slide everywhere, and they do a great job of hydrating and prepping my under eyes, depuffing. They're really great. So I want to order some more of these too, but I think that that's pretty much everything. Let me know what you got in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and to see more recommendations, you can check those videos here. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.